Hello friends, this is your friend Pratik and we are learning Docker together. So in the previous video we have learned about how to configure Docker and how to configure Docker on Mac and some basic commands of Docker. So in continuation with that, today we'll see how we can run some more Docker container commands. So for that uh, you should have a working Docker in your system, and the requirement is that you should know how to run a Docker container. So guys, if you still have some don't know and you have some doubt, you can post some comments on my YouTube channel Pratik Sethi, and uh, and I will highly recommend you to go and check out my previous videos which tells you about how to configure Docker and how to run some basic command and how to run the container Docker container. So after that I will suggest you to come to this video so that you will have a better clarity. Okay, so let's get started. So for that, let me open the terminal. So, so right now we see in we saw in the previous video that uh, to check the existing Docker container, we have this command. So this shows that we have no container running currently. So let's, for demo purpose, let's again use the same Apache HTTP server. Let me start that container. So Docker container run hyphen hyphen name, oops, hyphen name. Just give some name to your container. Let me give it as web server hyphen detach. You know that what is the purpose of detach. So for join new joiners, let me tell you that hyphen detach will basically run this container in background mode, and the name of the image which is httpd. Okay guys, so I am running Docker container. This is the new way of running the command, a way of management mode. Then Docker container run hyphen name, run this container with this name, and in background with this for this image, and press return key. So as I already have this image, so it will return the doc container ID. So now if I run docker container ps, see this container is running, and in running in the name is web server. Okay, now let's see there is another command, docker top web server, which will tell you it will show up all the running processes inside this container. So this container, basically the http web server is a container. So we have given the name as web server. So inside this container, what all processes are running. So for that we can write this command, docker top web server. So currently 4 processes are running inside this container. Okay, so moving on to the next command. So let's uh, run the MySQL container, guys. So for that, again same docker container run hyphen name. Let me give the name to this container as db, and hyphen env. So this is the new option, guys, hyphen env. So let me tell you about this MySQL. So basically when we want to send some environment variable or some environment setting inside the container, we use hyphen env. This just to set the environment variable inside the container. So which environment variable I'm setting, guys? This MySQL random root. Actually, while running the MySQL container, either I need to pass the password for the root user, or I can set some random password. In this case, like I'm telling that Docker to set some random root password for this container. Okay, and we give this value as yes, and then hyphen hyphen detach, which will be running that in background. I want to run this MySQL in default port 3306 column 3306. Again, I already explained about the publish in my previous video. If you have doubt, you can check my previous video. And then image name. Okay, let me explain this. So I am running the Docker container with the name db. I am setting the, this is a new option. Okay, I miss password d, guys, here. Okay, so MySQL random root password equals to yes, so it will set some random password. We'll see like what password it will set. We'll see from the logs. So and I'm saying that run the MySQL container. Okay, so it has run that. So let's see Docker container, say ps, let's see ls. Okay, so we have two containers running, up and running, and their container IDs are mentioned here, and their names are db and web server. So web server is running my default port at 80 because it's HTTP server, and MySQL is running on like on my local host at 3306, and inside the container also it's running under the default port, which is the default port for MySQL 3306. Okay, so this one, like what I have covered, like this environment variable, this one is very useful. Suppose we are testing some testing environment, and we are setting some dev environment or some production environment, so we need to set up different environment variable according to our environment. So if it's a test environment, we have some different environment configurations, and if it's a dev environment, we have different configurations. Same goes with production environment. So in that case, in that scenario, this configuration or this particular option is very handy. So this is a additional tip I'm giving along in this video. So setting up environment variable while starting up the container. So now we know that how to pass. There are so many environment variable for a particular image. You can check under like in the site, in Docker Hub site, hub.docker.com, under the documentation section. It's a very awesome documentation, and I will suggest you to please go and check out there. Even though I am trying to cover each and everything in very simple way, so that you don't have a much complexity of setting up, like on setting up all this configuration and learning this thing. But even still, like I would suggest you to go and check that document and suggest me, like if I miss something, or you can suggest me. Will definitely incorporate those topic. I will try to incorporate those topic in my future videos. Okay, so till now, like if you have not subscribed to my channel, so I will suggest you to please subscribe, share, and like the video. That will give me motivation to give you a more and in future, like to create more videos like this. So that will be really very helpful, because I am taking my I am creating this video in my like free time. So I'm also working, so that will give me a motivation to, to stretch my some, stretch some time to create this video, because it will take some research and all those stuff, and then create this video. So please do subscribe and share. Okay, so moving ahead, uh, So we have basically, let's see like what all container are running. Sorry, I think, oh, the spelling of the container is wrong here. Please check, please always check the spelling because it's okay. So it's saying like two containers are running. So we have seen docker top command, doc how to start, how to pass environment variable to while starting the container. Now let's see some other command which tells us like how to, which what's going on inside the container. But before that, like as while starting the MySQL server, we have not set any password and we want to see that password, what basically docker has given the password for MySQL container. So for that we have command say docker container logs, and what is the container name, db, right? Okay, so it should be the, so this is the logs which basically it has printed. It should be somewhere like setting up the password, root password. Okay, see guys here, generated root password. So this is the password which it set for a MySQL server, for the root user for the MySQL container, right? Okay guys, moving ahead, uh, there is another command called docker container. Basically these commands are basically to see what's going inside the container, along like we see like docker container top. Okay, what is say, and we can see name of the container, right? So which is, so it says these two, this is the process running inside docker container. So we have seen the top command. Now another command is, we can see docker container inspect. It will give us a lot more information about the container. So like when the container is started, it gives data in JSON format. So see, it will see like, will cover most of the information in upcoming videos, but you can see like its status is running true, pause, false, when it is created, the id, everything, lot of information, it's in a JSON format, right? And another command we can see, we can execute is docker container stats. This is very important command, especially in like when we are doing some performance analysis, guys, some performance engineering people, when they do performance testing, when we do performance testing. So for like how, when we want to check the performance of the container, suppose I want to check the stats for MySQL, or let's see for all the running containers, if I leave as it is like docker container set without giving any name of the specific container, it will tell me the stats for all the container. See, it gives CPU percentage, memory usage, net IO, block IO, and PIDs are the process IDs. Here like name and container IDs are also given. So this one is very helpful for getting the stats for the container. So that's all guys for today. I will, that's what like I want to share with you, the some basic container command. I think you found it, if you found it useful, please do subscribe, please do share and like, and tell me about the comment in comment section that what uh, other topics you want to cover. So definitely I will, if got a lot of comments, then I will definitely try to create more videos. Till then, keep learning, keep sharing. Bye bye, thank you.